Well, it would seem like we reached the end of the night much faster than I actually thought we would. So all of us now are just sitting and talking, and we're gonna just dick around a little bit. Alright, well, for a mountain of an evening, I will say that was a rather uniquely creative climb that both clans were able to rise to. I noticed that this was also the very first and the debut clan battle for the Allies of Chaos and their initial group outline here. And so I wish them all but nothing but the best, and see exactly where their combative growth does go from here. A lot of those players on their team are very uniquely different players that we all have known throughout the community for many years. And so I look forward to seeing the type of joyous atmosphere that they will create with their own individual perspectives on having fun, and how that will mesh together for many more battles yet to come. There's not really a heck of a lot I have to review. Starting into this on Capture the Flag, in summarization, there's not a lot I really need to review, because any specific or in particular faults that happened during the clan battle, I feel were really on T.A.C.T side more so than anybody else or between the two clans. The only thing I can really be an assessment of on A.o.C side is the possible lack of communications that happened with the disconnections that had happened during the original two setups of Capture the Flag, because the Capture the Flag that was documented here was actually the third session that was of the redo, and this is what I will go into now. The Capture the Flag session originally started as a 4 versus 4, but due to Grimwave not being able to successfully connect into the match, and the substitutions not being called upon in order to take his place at that time, if they were available or if they were nitpicky about wanting to be in the match at the get-go, the original two sessions were instead restarted over. And the host did change at that point in order to allow the least amount of lag and the most stable level of connectivity between all the people that were involved in this match. And as the redo happened, more people did make themselves available as they saw fit, and so that's how this match got promoted and increased to a 5 versus 5, and then eventually a full stacked 6 on 6. The main frustration I had during Capture the Flag was the lack of attention and detail and follow-through that one of my members had in continually switching his lineups at a number of very incorrect and unaccommodating times that continued to falter the momentum that we had in our favor, and it cost us a touchdown or a chance to tie up the game at 5 to 6 to almost 7 different intervals throughout the entirety of the Capture the Flag session. And it's why I really needed to take a break after that, because it significantly pissed me off, and it bothered the lot of everybody that was playing for T.A.C.T at that time. But at the same time, it was his very first clan battle, and so I'm trying to be understanding, and I'm going to try to make the best effort to overlook all the faults that did happen, and take solace in the fact that he was able to wholeheartedly participate in the match and enjoy himself as I did wish for him to do in the process of said evening events. During the next segment, which was still on their host, I believe, which was for the conquest mode, this perspective did turn around some as a number of different rules were changed, and a couple of people I had to sub in last second in order to try to uh, effectively counter the momentum and try to swing it back in our direction. Because a couple of people were able to finally be available, and so I was able to put them in for that match, even though it didn't mesh up well with a lot of the other people that were there at that time. There was a huge roster outline that I did originally have for this, but as everybody was originally late or a no-show, as I did presumably expect, so I had to just work with what was given and try to see if everybody can work outside their comfort zone, but ultimately it ended with a lot of them trying to go back into their comfort zone. So, in order to try to sacrifice a power play at select times, we had to try and genuinely keep to a strategic format the entire time, and so everybody would be playing to what they're comfortable with for the most part. And then the last part of that, during going into team deathmatch, when I was able to, it actually fell upon the time frame for me to summon Soundwave, and so Soundwave was able to play for us at that time. Because if the clan battle had gone on a little longer, or if it started a little bit later, then the time zone could have been able to sync, and I could have possibly played Soundwave into the clan battle sooner than later, and then things may have changed. I don't know. The comfort level would have changed drastically, since everybody in T.A.C.T is very familiar with playing with Soundwave, just as they would be Server and Moonwalker and the lot, that were able to also join in over time as the evening did progress, but it was already way after the fact, and so the deed is already done. Aside from all that and the key factors of momentum shifting out of our favor through the majority of all the matches, everything here about this clan battle was an astronomical success. Also, with a couple of very good highlights tonight for giving credit where credit is due, I'll also give some good credit to the Leopold and to Death Guns, because I've noticed a huge amount of change in the way they do clan battles since the first time I've seen them do clan battles in this community, and they've come a long way in their progress, especially Death Guns. A player just getting by in the community, making friends whenever he can, enjoying playing online with his friends, made a difference in challenging the Nation of Domination and succeeding in doing so all these years, and then is finally able to find a very good respite among friends in a very good gaming clan with friends, all of which we all know, from morning to afternoon to even the midnight pub stomping crew, and has evolved from being a team deathmatch figurehead that you usually see associated with team deathmatch to being a highly valuable and credible member of this team, to where he's like one of the sole founding rocks to this team's success. And this is an astronomical blessing that I can see going in a lot of very good directions for A.o.C. And so with that being said, I do wish them the best of luck in future ventures in the clan battling scene. Until next time in my documentations, y'all take care for the evening.